Why did Michelle Trachtenberg vanish so suddenly? She was everywhere, and then she wasn't. Michelle Trachtenberg's face once lit up every teen magazine, movie poster, and TV screen. Then, as if the industry hit a mute button, she disappeared almost overnight. No scandals, no official exits, just silence. But those close to her say she didn't choose to walk away. Something, or someone, pushed her out. Disappearing without a trace isn't normal in Hollywood, especially when you're rising fast. The truth? It's far darker than a simple career fade. Sometimes silence is the loudest red flag. To understand why Michelle really vanished, we have to rewind the clock and examine the warning signs we all missed. From Buffy to nowhere, a rising star's collapse. Michelle wasn't just any young actress. She was the face of late 90s teen Hollywood. Her breakout on Buffy the Vampire Slayer made her a household name before she was old enough to vote. From there, it was Eurotrip, Ice Princess, Gossip Girl, and then a wall. By 2012, her name vanished from casting lists. Projects dried up, roles were canceled mid-production. One industry insider claimed her phone just stopped ringing. So what happened? Burnout or a blacklist? Careers don't collapse without a cause. Michelle's momentum wasn't lost. It was taken from her. And we're about to uncover why. The health crisis. She hid from everyone behind closed doors. Michelle was fighting a battle most fans never knew existed. Multiple reports, long buried, point to a combination of physical illness and severe mental health struggles. One source close to the Gossip Girl set claimed she would often arrive visibly exhausted, sometimes needing assistance just to get through a scene. She reportedly suffered from a chronic illness that went undiagnosed for years, compounded by anxiety and depressive episodes. The industry didn't accommodate her, it ignored her. Being sick in Hollywood isn't a weakness, it's a liability. Michelle hid her condition to survive, and that silence may have cost her everything. Her last public interview raised red flags. In her final major interview, Michelle appeared visibly tense. Her words were careful, even rehearsed, but her eyes told a different story, one of fatigue, pain, and caution. When asked about her future in the industry, she simply said, "I'm taking care of myself now. That's all I'll say." To most, it sounded like self-care. To those who know how PR works in Hollywood, it screamed controlled messaging. When a star starts choosing silence, someone else might be choosing for them. That interview was more than a goodbye. It was a veiled SOS, and we missed it. Did the industry abandon her on purpose? When stars disappear, the machine usually explains why. Rehab, hiatus, creative differences. But with Michelle, there was nothing. Zero official statements. No press release, just sudden silence. Behind that void, a brutal system that quietly casts out anyone who stops performing at 100%. A former co-star hinted, "Hollywood doesn't pause for pain, it replaces you." Michelle wasn't just forgotten, she was erased. Fame doesn't fade, it gets revoked. The system that built her brand may have been the same one that broke her. A troubling pattern. Among 90s, child stars Michelle's fall isn't isolated. It's a pattern. From Amanda Bynes to Aaron Carter, countless child stars from the late 90s and early 2000s have faced disturbing outcomes. Addiction, breakdowns, even death. These weren't coincidences. They were symptoms of the same toxic system. Overwork, exploitation, and zero safeguards. Michelle just hid her damage better until she couldn't. The pattern is undeniable, and it's terrifying. When the same tragedy repeats, it's not chance, it's design. What happened to Michelle fits the mold far too perfectly to ignore. Private life, public pressure, inside her mental health struggles. Michelle always played the strong, composed characters, but off-screen, she was unraveling. Close friends say she became increasingly reclusive, avoiding premieres and declining interviews even when offered lead roles. One longtime friend revealed she didn't trust anyone anymore, not even herself. Behind that was years of untreated trauma, panic attacks, and what some believe may have been bipolar disorder. But the pressure to pretend she was fine never let up. The show must go on, even if the star can't. Michelle's silence wasn't privacy, it was self-preservation, and it was slowly destroying her. Strange online activity. Just before her death, 3 weeks before the news broke, Michelle posted a cryptic message to Instagram. A black square with the caption, "Not gone, just erased." No context, no follow-up. It was deleted within hours. Then, followers noticed something else. She began unfollowing co-stars, deleting photos, and even purging fan comments. Her entire online presence was vanishing in real time. Some saw it as digital detox, others saw a goodbye. When someone starts erasing themselves, pay attention. That digital silence, it spoke louder than any press conference ever could. Hollywood's good girl image and its price. From day one, Michelle was branded as the good girl. Sweet, innocent, marketable. That label made her a star, but also a prisoner. Industry insiders say she was discouraged from speaking up, partying, dating publicly, or even gaining weight. Maintaining that image wasn't just exhausting, it was dehumanizing. And when she started breaking that mold, the roles dried up. Good girls don't cause trouble. They vanish quietly. Branding a person is easy. Letting them be human, not so much. Michelle's image sold millions. Her pain was never part of the deal. If this story is hitting harder than you expected, you're not alone. Michelle's case is tragic, but it's not unique. Hit that subscribe button if you believe these hidden stories deserve a voice. We're just getting started, and the second half might leave you speechless. What her co-stars never said, and why that matters after Michelle's passing, fans expected a wave of tributes. Instead, silence. Just a few vague, recycled statements. No deep memories, no personal stories, nothing that captured her real impact. One Reddit thread with over 10,000 upvotes asked, "Why does no one in Hollywood talk about her?" That silence spoke volumes. Was it guilt, fear, or a pact of silence protecting something bigger? When everyone says nothing, someone's hiding something. The people who worked closest with Michelle may know more than they're letting on. An alleged incident on set that was covered up. One claim has circulated in fan forums for years that Michelle was mistreated by a powerful male executive during the filming of a major TV series. While never officially confirmed, multiple behind-the-scenes crew members have said she looked terrified during certain shoots. A former staffer described a particular day on set as completely off. The energy was dark. No police report, no media coverage, just whispers, and then she was gone. Whatever happened, it was quickly buried. Not every cover-up needs a headline, just silence. And Michelle's silence was deafening. One cryptic post that changed everything, just days before the tragic announcement, Michelle shared a post few understood, until it was too late. A dimly lit photo of her childhood bedroom captioned, "Where it all started, where it all ends." The post was taken down in under an hour, but not before fans screenshotted it and started speculating. Was it a nostalgic reflection or a coded farewell? Looking back, it reads more like a warning than a memory. Final messages rarely sound final until you read them twice. Sometimes truth hides between the lines, and Michelle was leaving clues. The role of medications and misdiagnosis. Some close sources believe Michelle was over-medicated and possibly misdiagnosed. In her final years, she allegedly cycled through multiple prescriptions for anxiety, mood stabilization, and sleep, with no clear treatment plan. Mental health professionals warn rapid medication changes can worsen symptoms, especially when combined with trauma. And in Hollywood, doctors often prescribe, then disappear. Her decline may have been preventable. Pills can numb the pain or multiply it. Michelle didn't just need medicine, she needed someone who actually listened. Did social media pressure worsen her condition? Behind every filtered photo was a young woman drowning in comparison. Michelle's online presence became increasingly erratic, fluctuating between polished throwbacks and cryptic captions. Experts now believe that social media can trigger relapse in those recovering from anxiety or depression, especially when validation becomes currency. One tweet she liked read, "They love you until you disappear." It's no coincidence her mental spiral aligned with increased online scrutiny. Validation isn't connection, and likes aren't love. Michelle wasn't chasing fame. She was chasing relief, and social media gave her neither. Family statements that don't add up. When Michelle's family released their official statement, fans immediately noticed something strange. It was cold. No mention of her vibrant career, no personal anecdotes. Just a generic message about respecting privacy. More curious, her sister's Instagram went private the same day, and several older family photos featuring Michelle vanished from public view. The lack of grief felt rehearsed. When the people closest to you go silent, others start asking why. Michelle's family may be protecting her or hiding what really happened. What the autopsy didn't reveal, but should have. The official autopsy report was brief and left many questions unanswered. Key details, such as toxicology results and potential underlying conditions, were conspicuously missing. Some forensic experts who reviewed the limited information noted that such omissions are unusual, especially in high-profile cases. Families and fans were left with a void where clarity should have been. Sometimes what's left unsaid speaks louder than the facts. The truth behind Michelle's passing may be buried deeper than the public record. Hollywood's deadly silence around mental health. Hollywood often glamorizes recovery stories, but shuns the raw realities of mental illness. Industry insiders admit there's a culture of silence, where admitting struggles risks being labeled unreliable or difficult. Mommy, Michelle's experience fits a tragic pattern, suffering in silence while the spotlight demands perfection. Advocates say this silence fuels a deadly cycle, turning stars into cautionary tales. Breaking silence saves lives, but it takes courage. Michelle's story urges Hollywood to rethink how it supports its own. How to protect the next Michelle Trachtenberg. Michelle's story is a warning beacon for the industry, and for all of us. Real change starts with listening, to stars' struggles, to mental health experts, and to the silent cries behind the scenes. Advocates call for mandatory mental health support, transparency in treatment, and dismantling the toxic good girl image that traps so many. It's not just about saving careers, it's about saving lives. Prevention begins with awareness and honest conversation. If we want to stop the next tragedy, we have to break the cycle now. Michelle Trachtenberg's untimely passing isn't just another Hollywood tragedy, it's a wake-up call. Behind every carefully crafted image lies a real person battling unseen demons. This story reminds us that fame can both illuminate and isolate, sometimes with deadly consequences. If Michelle's journey teaches us anything, it's that silence kills, and speaking out can save lives. Stay tuned for our next deep dive, where we'll expose another hidden truth the industry doesn't want you to know. You won't want to miss it. This content is for entertainment purposes only and does not constitute professional advice. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, please consult a qualified expert or trusted professional.